In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA pick slate for Wednesday, January 28th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for our Wednesday NBA pick slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetChefD. Don't forget about the TikTok at Chef_D91, and don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 10.3 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 20K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so you grow to a much broader audience. All right, now for our previous video that we had on a Monday, we went 3-1 in selections, and that one, so solid start on there. And in Patreon, I told you guys stop missing out on the weekend plays. We totally dominated. If I do not post a video, I will be posting plays on the Patreon, and we had a phenomenal weekend. This was one of them right here. 3-pick play. What was that? It should have been early Saturday morning, I believe. Naismith, Dyson Daniels, and Nembhard, that cash right there, plus 300. Obviously on Sunday we had Seattle, that cash on the money line. The parlay for that game with passing yards, 2 TDs for both QBs, and 100 plus rushing and receiving for Ken, and that cash as well. We had the Broncos to cover, the plus 3.5 and plus 5.5, and we had the TD parlay of Ken Walker and Devonta Adams, that smashed as well. And during that Knicks and 76ers game, phenomenal, plus 2,375. Embiid 30 points, Brunson 30 points, Brunson 3 threes, and Embiid 10 rebounds, that cash as well. So you got to click that link provided down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. In Rocket Arena here, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers 28-20 going up against the LA Lakers 28-17. Looking at the odds for this one here, Cavs home favorites minus 150, comeback of the Lakers at a plus 125, total at 233.5, spread is at plus 2.5. Public bet percentage, 52% of the bets, 67% of the money all over the LA Lakers. For the total, 69% of the bets, 72% of the money towards the over. And for the spread, 56% of the bets, 60% of the money on the Lakers to cover. So this is a little bit of a public underdog here in the Lakers. If we're looking at this matchup, it's very interesting because we have the new injury to Evan Mobley. He's going to be out a couple weeks now, and now that's 2 guys you're missing. You're missing Evan Mobley and you're missing Darius Garland here. Despite that, this Cavaliers team has still been able to put up points. Even without Evan Mobley, they've been able to put up 126 points. They averaged 126 points a game without him in 6 games this year. And even some of those games were without Donovan Mitchell as well. So this has been really impressive how efficient this team has been when they mix match guys, even if they're missing Mobley, which he had that stint of the injury. Now he's back on the injury report here. You shouldn't be missing the potency of this offense. That's where we're pretty much coming to in this one here. I would like to lean towards the over 233.5. I like the efficiency on both sides of the basketball. Cavs are deep. They have a solid bench. Jalen Tyson has definitely stepped up, and he's going to have a bigger role on this team now since Evan Mobley's out. They still got Jared Allen down low. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is healthy. I like the over 233.5. That's going to be our main play. And then our secondary play, I would lean towards the Lakers plus 2.5, but I'll just stick with the total over 233.5. Next up here in TD Garden, we have the Boston Celtics 29-17 going against the Atlanta Hawks 23-25. Current odds for this one, Celtics at home minus 285 with the comeback of the Hawks at a plus 225. Total at 231.5 and spread at 6.5 points. Public bet percentage here, 77% of the bets, 63% of the money on the side of Boston. For the total here, 63% of the bets, 62% of the money towards the over 231.5. And for the spread, 54% of the bets and 73% of the money towards the Celtics to cover this number here. All right, intriguing matchup between these two. Have they already played? I believe so. Only once so far. First game was a blowout win by Boston. in Atlanta, 132 to 106, and that was 238 points in that particular environment. Celtics have been solid, winning 3 out of the last 5. Same thing with the Atlanta Hawks. After that losing streak, they're turning things up here, and they're on a 3-game winning streak. The really good win was against Phoenix. They were able to beat up on Memphis and Indiana in that stretch as well. This is a different beast here when we're talking about the Boston Celtics, who have a solid home record at 14-7 as well. And they're fully healthy now. All right. Derek White is back. Obviously, Jaylen Brown and Pritchard. That's their core 3. And then they got Anthony Simons coming off the bench. I see this as another opportunity where the Celtics dominate. If we're looking at this Atlanta defense, I'm thinking about the team total. They've given up 116, 103, 122, 112, and 132 in this stretch here. I like the Celtics offense in this matchup. I would like the team total over as the secondary play, but the main play, I'll just take the Celtics to get the win. All right, we don't have to be greedy here and take the 6.5 points. Give me the Celtics to win. If you want a better number or a more even number here, obviously closer to minus 100 or minus 110, then take the team total over of the Boston Celtics. In Scotiabank Arena here, we have the Toronto Raptors 29-19 going up against the New York Knicks 28-18. Looking at the current odds for this one, Raptors are slight home favorites minus 130. Comeback of the Knicks at a plus 105. Total at 225.5. And spread is pretty much a pick 'em. All right, public bet percentage here: 54% of the bets on Toronto, 60% of the money on the Knicks. For the total, 70% of the bets, 66% of the money towards the over 225.5. And for the spread, 50% of the bets coming in on the Knicks to cover, but 52% of the money is coming in on Toronto to cover here. So these two teams are definitely familiar with each other. They've already played twice, but both of those games went the way of New York. All right. In New York, the Toronto Raptors lost, and then in Toronto, the Raptors lost as well. So they're looking for a little bit of a redemption here. Looking at the totals, 210 and 218 in both respective games here. And this is the second game of a back-to-back for the New York Knicks. They just beat the Toronto Raptors. So let's see we can, what's their back-to-back against the spread numbers here. With no rest, let's see. We have the New York Knicks. I don't see them in the top half, so they should be at the bottom. Yep, they are 2-4 with no rest against the spread. Total wise, with no rest as well. Let's see if I can get this for you guys. Right, with no rest on the over and under. New York Knicks it's in the middle of the pack, so 50-50, so that really doesn't sway anyway, but they have struggled on the second game of back-to-back. That's 1 point. Second point is this is a team that they already played twice, and they already lost at home against the New York Knicks. Toronto Raptors are a very good team, currently on a 4-game winning streak, and they just beat the OKC Thunder. I think things roll in this spot, and they get revenge on the New York Knicks, finally beating them this year. The best play to me in this game is going to be taking that Raptors on the money line, and I'll probably leave it like that. I would even touch the over-under. Raptors money line. In Kaseya Center here, we have the Miami Heat 25-22 going up against the Orlando Magic 23-22 in this one. Classic Southeast Division matchup here. Looking at the current odds, we have the Heat as home favorites minus 155. Comeback of the Magic at a plus 125. And total at 229.5. Spread is at 2.5. Public bet percentage here: 71% of the bets, 63% of the money on Miami. For the total, 73% of the bets, 72% of the money on the over 229.5. And for the spread, 71% of the bets, 73% of the money for Miami to cover the 2.5 as well. These two teams are very familiar with each other. obviously division rivals, and the Magic have dominated the Miami Heat this year. 3 matchups, they have beaten them all 3 times: 125, 121, 106, 105, and then 117, 108. A lot of these games going under the total. At least 2 out of the 3 games going under the total, and that's pretty much the bread and butter of the Orlando Magic. And this is a much needed spot for Magic because they are in a 4-game losing streak here, and they do not want to continue this losing streak again against their opponent here in the division, in the Miami Heat. So this one here, usually I tend to go the other way here. I expect the team to bounce back from a team that they continually lose against, but I think it's a little bit different here with Orlando and the way they play Miami. It's just they just have their number pretty much. Orlando getting healthier and healthier as well. Are we getting Franz Wagner back is the question. I'll double check on that. Let me see. He's on the IR. So no Franz Wagner, but for Miami Heat, their injury report is bad as well. No Davion Mitchell, starting point guard, no Khalil Ware, and no Tyler Hero. So those are 3 key components there for this team in offense. And Orlando Magic still have some solid guys. Desmond Bane, Banchero, Anthony Black is going to have to step up here and definitely have an opportunity to beat the Miami Heat yet again. So I like the value on Magic to bounce back, plus 2.5. And if I had to go with the total, I like the under 229.5. Next up in FedEx Forum here, we have the Grizzlies 18-26 going against the Charlotte Hornets 19-28. Looking at the current odds for this one here, Hornets are road favorites minus 120. Comeback of the Grizzlies at a plus 100. Total at 230. Spread is pretty much a pick 'em at that 1.5. Public bet percentage here, 63% of the bets, 70% of the money all over Charlotte. For the total, 74% of the bets, 77% of the money all over the over. And for the spread, 70% of the bets, 76% of money all over Charlotte to cover the 1.5. All right. So East versus West here, both very young teams on both sides of the basketball. That's why I find it a little bit interesting here, seeing the Hornets as favorites, despite the fact that they have a little bit better. You wouldn't even say that they have a better record than them because they have more losses. So, but they have one more win. But the better number here would be on the side of the Grizzlies. If we're looking at both teams, obviously Grizzlies without John Morant, so this is a team with Jaren Jackson, Cam Spencer, Cedric Cowherd, who has stepped up. This Grizzlies team has been playing tough. Very close losses. They had a win against Orlando, 2-point loss against Atlanta, 6-point loss against the Pelicans. They kept it close pretty much all game against Houston and fell apart at the end. But this is definitely a feisty team. Charlotte has been solid, taking advantage of these wins here, and they've been really, really impressive against Philly, Washington, Orlando, and beating the Denver Nuggets as well. But this line, you would think with those solid wins that they would be a little bit more of a favorite on the road. This is a little bit suspicious here. I like the Grizzlies on the road. All right. I wish I can get more points, but I think that's telling in itself. So give me the Memphis Grizzlies plus 1.5. And if we're going with the total, I would go over 230.5 between these two teams. Very efficient in scoring if we're looking at their numbers. Offensive ratings for both teams. Charlotte surprising, they're top 10. And Memphis isn't too far behind. And for Memphis, I think their pace is super high. So pace is number 10 in the league. I like the over 230, and then I like the Grizzlies as the plus 1.5 underdog in this one. Last but not least, here in Toyota Center, we have the Houston Rockets 28-16 going up against the San Antonio Spurs 31-15. Looking at the current odds in this one, Rockets at home as favorites minus 155. Comeback of the Spurs at a plus 125. Total at 220.5, and spread is at 2.5. Public bet percentage here, 57% of the bets on side of Houston. Then we have 57% of the money on the side of San Antonio. For the total, 79% of the bets, 78% of the money towards the over. And for the spread here, 57% of the bets and 52% of the money on the Spurs to cover this number at 2.5. All right, now between these two teams, a rivalry game, and this one a Texas rivalry game. And so far they split the season series, one going to the Spurs and then the other going to Houston. This one is back in Houston here. Spurs coming off a loss against the Pelicans, and the Rockets are on 2-game winning streak and winning 4 of the last 5. So impressive basketball there as well. And on top of that, the Rockets are 16-3 at home. All right, so they have a fantastic home record for them, and that's the previous game. Let me go back. If we're looking at the totals here, we had a 231 and a 217, so that fluctuated there. But in Houston, that was more defensive matchup. Houston is very good at home. That's why you saw that total go under. I would agree if we're at 220 and a half, 220. I would agree with this total as well, and I would lean towards the under in this one. Secondary play, since they just played, I think the Spurs will get revenge in this particular spot and step up here. In that previous game, was it Wemby that faltered? Let me see. Let me go back here. We're looking at the stats. Yeah, Wemby really didn't. Wemby went 0-for-7 from 3, 5 of 21 shooting. Yeah, he had a really poor performance, 23% shooting as well from the field goal. So I expect Wemby to bounce back in this particular one and have enough to get this win. So we're going to take the plus 2.5 to be safe. That's a nice number at -110. Secondary play will be under 220.5. That's going to be a breakdown for the Wednesday slate. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We could definitely debate about that down below in that comment section. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, I highly encourage that you do. You click that link, write it down below. You're going to get full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.